Should you even have action over insurance? Better yet, maybe you're not sure what action over insurance is. But stay tuned, we're going to cover both of those things in this short video. So, chances are you found this video because maybe your insurance was rejected, someone told you you didn't have action over coverage, and now you're wondering, first, what the heck is action over? And second, do you even need it? Well, if you're a contractor working in the state of New York, you probably need it. However, maybe you don't. Maybe there's a slim, very, can you see that? Like that's slim of a chance. That's slim of a chance that you don't need it. But there is maybe that possibility. At the end of the day, action over provides coverage that a traditional or limited policy in the state of New York does not provide. And all of it has to do with a really old law designed to prevent employee injury prior to workers' comp. It's really a law that shouldn't be on the books anymore, but there's a lot of people that fight and make a lot of money, and so they keep it on the books. And all of that means you pay more for insurance if you want action over. But once again, I'm going to reel it back. Do you even need it? At the end of the day, if you are a owner only, no employees, no subcontractors, you can probably get away without having it. Most people that you work for are not going to ask you about it, and there is no law in the state of New York that says you have to have action over coverage. However, if you want to start taking on larger projects, hiring employees, or working for a big GC, oftentimes they're going to ask you about and require you to have action over coverage. Because if you don't, they could end up paying for that lawsuit. And their insurance premiums are high enough and they don't want to cover something that you should be insuring for. Once again though, if it's just you, owner only, no employees, you typically work for the homeowner directly, you can get away without having action over and save yourself a bunch of money. However, once you have employees, once you start using subcontractors, you're opening yourself up to a huge exposure. How huge? Well, oftentimes action over claims are settled for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if the injury is really serious, it could be millions of dollars. Do you want to take that risk on yourself? Or would you rather buy insurance to protect you from it? So, if you're at the stage that maybe you have an employee or two, or you regularly use subcontractors and you're thinking, maybe I do need action over, well, how much is it going to cost you? The short answer is quite a bit more than you're currently paying, especially if you're an owner only, no employees on a current policy, you're probably paying $1,500, maybe $2,000. Unfortunately, action over policies, especially headed towards the city, started a lot more money. In fact, most policies started around $15,000 to include action over. Now I know that's a tremendous amount of money compared to that $1,500 or $2,000 you're paying. But once again, if you're looking to get action over, your business is probably growing. You're adding employees, you're taking on subcontractors, you're doing more business, you're taking on a greater risk. And with that greater risk comes more insurance premiums, unfortunately. So what do you get if you decide to purchase a policy with action over versus without? Well, you get the peace of mind of knowing that if somebody falls and gets hurt and decides to sue you, which oftentimes happens, you will have the backing of the insurance company to not only defend you, but pay that claim when it settles. Because inevitably it's going to settle, and it's going to settle for a whole lot of money. Additionally, you get the ability to take on more jobs. Bigger, better jobs require action over. Once again, especially as we head towards New York City, there's almost no jobs, aside from small jobs working directly for a homeowner, that will allow you to operate without action over. So, by having action over, you can bid on those big projects with Lend-Lease, with Tishman, with Turner, and maybe take on that job that previously you thought was out of your abilities. However, if you have the skills and you now have the insurance, you can take on that bigger job. But once again, something to keep in mind is this increased cost. If you bid that bigger, better job using the same pricing structure that you were using previously, you're probably going to lose money. And I don't want to see anybody lose money and operate their business at a loss because of action over. So, when you're considering an action over policy, you really need to keep in mind this new increased cost of insurance when you're bidding your jobs. So just to recap quickly, Should you or should you not have action over coverage? Bottom line, if you have employees or regularly use subcontractors and you work in the state of New York, you should have action over coverage. If you're interested in learning more about maybe what it costs or how the process is to actually get it, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to chat with you. And once again, we don't twist arms around here. We're happy to just share the information and let you see what works for your business. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.